This is a sector that requires massive intervention. This is a sector that's a concern for all of us. Despite all the potentials that we hoped for, it has failed. Not only failed miserably, but the potentials are there. And we have to find a way to realize that. To me, the most important thing that comes out of the discussions, presentations by the keynote presenter is the productivity gap. If the productivity is 7 tons per hectare for India and Bangladesh is 0.5, that speaks a volume. 14 times difference. Why? Where we have failed? Couldn't you even get the technology from India? Couldn't you see that they were moving to different species of shrimp? And we are stuck with the old ones. And couldn't you see that land use has not been optimal in the case of Bangladesh? What have you done with the land? The land that was leased to the big industrial groups, they didn't invest. Why didn't you take those land back from them? We should take a census and determine what is their productivity. The land is given for 50-year, 100-year lease probably. I'm not sure how much, but something like that. And they collect maybe 5 crore taka and they're very happy with that because they don't invest a penny. They don't realize the 550 crore or 100 crore or 500 crore from that project. And that's the problem. If I'm happy with 5 crore because I didn't pay much to get the lease, I got it or I inherited it from my father who got the lease, I don't invest, I get 5-6 crores per every year, I'm happy. That's not the entrepreneur we need. We should kick them out, put the right ones who can put money, who can give time, who don't use it as what I called legacy property of the family. It's not a family jewel. It has to be a productive enterprise. We have that tendency to use the tea gardens as family jewels, this fishery estates as family jewels. No, they are not family jewels. They are national assets. They need to be transformed into productive things and used for employment and income generation activities for a better future. So, we need to understand why the productivity gap is so big and who is responsible for that. Unless we determine that there is no solution to this issue. Why we lost so many years for the Benami species to be introduced? Who is responsible for that? The fisheries department? Maybe. They need to explain why they wasted. If next door India, Vietnam, everybody was doing it, can our garment industry survive if they don't adapt to the technological changes, design changes and the demands of the clients? No. So we have brought this onto ourselves. It didn't happen on its own. It's our benign neglect of our industry, of our government, to look into why this industry, which grew close to $1 billion and then shrunk to $300 million. Why? Has the land declined? No. So only decline is the productivity per acre or per hectare. So we're asking only, the presentation is only, demand is only that put some money and problem will be solved. No, credit expansion is not the only solution. Yes, it may be a part of the solution, but part of the solution of a strategic intervention, not just simply pumping money. That's not going to help it. We have to do it the right way as part of an overall strategy and then inject targeted credit expansion for those who can deliver on the productivity on the export side. For example, recommendations were made to inject resources for the processing industry. Processing industry is already underutilized to the extent of 12 to 20%. Why should I invest a penny in that sector? That sector is already over-invested. The problem is not in the processing segment, it's in the production segment. We do not produce enough shrimp to process. Am I right? That's where we should look at. The production segment, not the processing segment of it. So, what is the problem? Problem is, of course, we have, maybe we have issues like dealing with viruses. Yes, it's a problem. Certainly, not having the proper varieties is a problem. Certainly, not investing by the investors, by the owners of those big tracts of government-given lands is a problem. We have to work on those fronts. Bangladesh Bank, on its part, is already giving very generous rescheduling terms to everyone, including the shrimp sector. What are those? For example, to reschedule your loan, you can just only give 1 or 2%. You can get up to 2 years of grace period. You can get the restructuring of the debt from 10 to 15 years. What else you did? It cannot be any more generous than that. Then it's a giveaway completely. So you can use that. I will urge that you should take advantage of that and get, if there are problems, solve it through the restructuring program, which is very generously being granted because of the situation, because of the political changes, some victimization, political victimization, and many other considerations taken into account, COVID, etc., etc. We think that we need to give a very generous package to our industries, irrespective of ownership, irrespective of political ownership, that. We want to keep every industry functioning, running, and so we gave these generous packages to them. We want the employment to continue. Nothing should be closed because of any affiliation or anything related to individuals.